You ever walk into a room and feel every eye on you, judging, picking you apart before you even open your mouth? That's how it was for Ellie Harper when she stepped onto the Fort Ramsey base that chilly morning, her old backpack slung over one shoulder, looking like she'd just rolled out of a thrift store. She wasn't there to turn heads, she was just a logistics intern, there to do her job, keep her head down, nothing fancy. But the second she crossed that gate, man, it was like she'd walked into a lion's den with a target on her back. Picture this. It's barely dawn. The sky's this soft gray, air crisp enough to bite, and Ellie's making her way from the bus stop a mile out. Her sneakers so worn you can practically see her toes through the soles. Her hoodie's faded, joggers frayed at the hems, hair loose and a little messy. No makeup, just her natural flush from the cold. She's got this beat-up canvas backpack, zipper half broken, patches of dirt from God knows where. Nothing about her screams important, and that's exactly what she wanted: blend in, do the work, go home. But Fort Ramsey? It's a different beast. Razor wire fences glinting in the early light, barracks lined up like they're saluting, and the thump of boots from morning drills echoing in the distance. Vehicles hum through the gates, recruits strut around in crisp uniforms, all nerves and swagger. Ellie nods at the guard, flashes her plain visitor pass, and slips through. Easy, right? Nope. The mood shifts the second she's inside. Heads turn, whispers start, low at first, then louder, like a wave building. A group of recruits by the registration building spots her, 3 guys and a girl, all shiny and new, looking like they just stepped out of a recruitment ad. One of them, a stocky dude with a tattoo creeping out of his sleevelets, call him Jake, leans over to his buddy and mutters something, smirking. The laughter spreads, and soon they're staring, pointing at her backpack, her clothes, like she's some kind of sideshow. Ellie keeps walking, eyes forward, steps steady, like she's done this dance before. But then Sergeant Travis steps up, and things get ugly fast. Travis is mid-20s, built like he lives in the gym, uniform so crisp it could cut glass. He's got that vibe, cocky, a little insecure, the kind of guy who needs to feel big by making others feel small. He plants himself right in her path, arms crossed, smirking like he's about to win a prize. Yo, you lost, kid? That backpack, seriously? You think you're signing up for the army with that? His voice booms, bouncing off the buildings, and the recruits eat it up, grinning like hyenas. Ellie stops, looks him dead in the eye. No flinch, no fear, just adjust her backpack strap, calm as you please. That only makes him push harder. What? You think you're gonna waltz in here looking like you crawled out of a dumpster? The crowd's growing now, and Jake, the tattoo guy, chimes in, leaning against a post, all smug. Girl, you're here to mop floors, right? 'Cause that's all you're good for in those rags. The snickers get louder, and a female recruit, let's call her Kaylee, sharp-faced, hair in a tight bun, obsessed with looking perfect, steps up, fake sweet. Honey, civilians don't belong here. Go home. Change. Maybe try a charity drive instead. Her voice drips with that condescending pity, like she's doing Ellie a favor. It doesn't stop there. They shove her when she tries to reach the desk, Jake's hand pushing her shoulder, forcing her back a step. She steadies herself, perfect balance, and gives him a look just a second too long, enough to make him blink. But she doesn't say a word, just keeps moving toward the desk. The clerk, some bored guy with glasses slipping down his nose, barely looks up. Personnel only, step back. Ellie plants her hands on the counter, calm, waiting, while the crowd keeps piling on. Look at those joggers, probably hasn't washed them in weeks. No makeup, no effort, she thinks she belongs here. Then a wiry officer, Captain Platt, saunters over, coffee mug in hand, insignia gleaming. He's the type who climbs ranks by stepping on others, and he's loving this. He accidentally splashes coffee near Ellie's feet, the hot liquid pooling around her sneakers, soaking the thin fabric. Oops, he says, grinning. Guess you do need that mop job, stray. The crowd loses it, some slapping their knees, others mimicking mopping motions. Ellie glances at the puddle, shakes off her shoe, slow and deliberate, like it's just morning dew, and keeps her eyes on the desk. The jabs keep coming, her backpack, her clothes, her silence. Platt prods her hoodie with his mug handle, breath reeking of stale coffee. What? Cack out your tongue. Too dumb to talk back. Jake grabs a stick, pokes at the puddle, splashing mud onto her joggers. Ellie wipes a speck off her hand, unrushed, stepping just out of reach, her silence heavier than their noise. Then they ask the big question. How do you even get in here? What are you doing? And Ellie finally speaks, her voice soft but clear, like dropping a pebble in a pond. She recites a passphrase, some ultra-classified code only top-tier officers know. The air shifts. Jake stammers, "Where'd you learn that?" Ellie just says, "Used to hear it every morning." No explanation, no drama, just truth. Travis tries to laugh it off, hands shaky. "Eavesdropping, huh? No papers, you're out." But you can hear the crack in his voice. They don't stop, though. Travis signals 2 recruits, and they grab her, arms not rough, but firm, dragging her to the parade yard. The loudspeaker crackles, blaring across the base. Unauthorized intern caught on sight. More people spill out, officers from offices, trainees from drills, forming a semicircle in the gravel yard, flags snapping in the breeze. Kaylee rips a loose thread off Ellie's hoodie, yelling, "This uniform belongs in a movie, not here." They pat her down, pulling out a dented lunchbox, old letters spilling out, edges curled with age. The crowd laughs harder. "Letters? Who writes those?" "Your imaginary friends." A grizzled trainer, hands scarred from years in the field, stomps on one, grinding it into the dirt. "Lunch for a loser." Jake sneers, kicking the lunchbox so it skids across the gravel, lid popping open, a sandwich dusted with sand. Ellie kneels, picks up a torn letter, smooths it out, her breath steady even as a crumpled paper ball bounces off her shoulder. She closes the lunchbox with a soft click, standing tall, unshaken. The commanding officer, Major Holt, climbs the platform, mustache twitching, insecure and itching to prove his power. "Confiscate her stuff. Prepare disciplinary action." Ellie whispers, barely audible, "Don't open my backpack out here." Travis ignores her, hoisting the bag high, parading it like a trophy. No ID, no orders, impersonating personnel. He rips open the zippers, tearing the fabric, and dumps the contents: socks, a sleep shirt, dog-eared tactic books. "Trash," he snorts. But then he forces the last zipper, grunting as it gives way, and out spills a folded black uniform, a coiled serpent and bloody dagger embroidered on it. The yard goes dead silent. An older colonel, face pale, pushes through, voice shaking. "Put that down." No one touches that uniform. He kneels, slow and creaky, and says, "Commander Harper, I didn't know. Forgive us." It's like the air gets sucked out of the place. Travis drops the bag, hands trembling. Kaylee gasps, kneels. Jake follows, then Holt, dread pulling them down one by one. A young aide, fresh from the academy, scrambles forward, cap falling off, bowing so low his forehead nearly hits the gravel. "Ma'am, we had no idea." He chokes out, sweat mixing with dust. Ellie looks at him, her hand twitching like she might lift him up, but she lets the moment hang, her shadow over him. The loudspeaker crackles again. Former Shadow Dagger Commander Ellie Harper, just awarded the National Valor Star. Phones light up, news feeds buzzing, declassified files, her name linked to saving 300 lives on the Western Front. A general storms in, saluting her first, and the yard snaps to attention. The fallout's swift. Travis gets called in, comes out pale, fired, loading his gear into a truck, no smirks left. Kaylee's video of the incident leaks online, her sponsorships vanish, her phone pings with ghosted texts. Jake's dropped from training, slinking off base alone. Platt's demoted, his coffee mug forgotten in the dirt. The trainer who stomped her letter? Forced into early retirement, his scarred hands shaking as he signs the papers, avoiding his own reflection. Ellie rides to a ceremony later, medals pinned quietly. The president, on a screen, salutes her first, a crisp motion that ripples through the room. She returns it, holding it a beat too long, the clink of metals against her hoodie cutting through the silence before applause erupts. At the end, a man approaches, leaning on a cane, someone she saved years ago, now in civilian clothes. His eyes well up as he hands her a faded photo of her old team, their faces grim but alive because of her. She unfolds it, thumb brushing the edges, a faint smile breaking through for the first time. She tucks it away, steps off the stage, backpack on her shoulder, calm as ever. That moment, man, it hits you, doesn't it? We've all been judged, written off, made to feel small. But what about when the truth flips the script? Where were you when someone underestimated you? Drop it in the comments. Tell me your story. Let's talk about what's fair, what's right, and why we're so quick to judge. Hit that subscribe button, and let's keep digging into these real-life turnarounds together.